Something that like kept me going, that I am really appreciative for, when I was doing my thing in Vancouver on Hastings, was manifestation. And I know it sounds crazy, but there were days where I was just a hurting unit and I was going into withdrawal, and I remember being like, okay, I have to make a fucking decision here. I really don't want to go down the other way and have to do something that I'm not really into. So I would picture exactly what I needed. I would say, I'm going to go down this road and I'm going to find something on the ground that's going to get me through what I need. And I would walk and I would find it, and it would help me all of the time. And I would spend many days just walking and finding things. Like, that was actually what I did a lot of the time to feed my habit. Was I would walk, and then the things that I found, I would go sell them on merch block in front of Main and Hastings. So what I learned is that it doesn't matter if you are a good person or a bad person. What matters is hard work. And I remember, actually, this is kind of funny. Maybe it does mean, like, it does matter that you're a good person, because I was doing this social experiment, because that's one of the things I used to do out there, is just like social experiments, because like I was in a place with like a lot of people that were kind of like odd. So I like put on my scientist brain and I would just do weird like experiments. And one of them was like, if I do everything good and I do not lie about anything, will the universe reward me? And I had like a very specific type of stuff that I used to do, and you can only get it from one or two people. And I remember walking into the women's center and I met this lady and I was like, oh, I'm doing a social experiment to see if like good people actually like get good things, if they're good. And no fucking word of a lie, I'm like, I've been good all day and I want to see if my good behavior will be rewarded. I walked to the other side of the room and went to go grab food, and on the ground right in front of me was one of the guy's like baggies of stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, you do get rewarded for good behavior. But really what it boils down to, I found, is that just keep trying. Just keep trying. Like, in the end, you will get rewarded for your hard work. And one of the things I realized about myself by being on the streets is that I am the hardest worker that I have ever met. I am the most resilient person that I've ever met, and I am going to take this self-esteem that I have created through hard work, resilience, and the hardship that I have gone through, and I am going to apply it to whatever job I take in the future. And I don't know, like, maybe me being so forthright on the internet might be a negative thing for somebody, but like at the same time, I am unapologetically myself. I would rather like help people and tell the truth and be like, you can get out of wherever you're at, like you're not stuck, and I'm proof of that. I want to be a support for people, and like I want my future to be working with those who are in the position that I used to be in. And honestly, I wouldn't want to work for somebody who thought that what I was doing was negative or a bad representation of them in the meantime, if you know what I mean. Like, you know what I'm trying to say. I don't know, I kind of lost my train of thought there, but what it boils down to is just keep trying. Hard work is what pays off. It doesn't matter if you're a good person or a bad person. What matters is putting your foot to the pavement. And you are not the person that you were yesterday, 5 minutes ago. The moment that you decide to be somebody else, like Bashar says it, like the moment you decide to choose to stop and quit cold turkey, you quantum shift into being somebody that you were not. And I am no longer the person that I was out on the streets. I chose to leave that life behind. I will choose to keep the redeeming qualities that I had, and I choose to see that I have value. I choose to see that I'm a hard worker and that I'm resilient and that I learned kindness and compassion. But I will not continue to carry the self-destructive behaviors that I used to, because like I see now that I am extremely valuable, loved, and all of those people out there have a family that wants them to get better. And if you're in the position where you're in full-blown addiction and you don't talk to your family, there's people out there that want you to get better, even if it's not your, like, blood family. There's people out there that want you to see the light of a day sober. And all it takes is you're your own hero. So remember what I said, and I'll always say it: your biggest failures are your greatest lessons. So take it how you want it. I love you. Stay safe.